Word of the day, cathartic. Providing psychological relief through the strong release of emotion. So I think when most people think of what I just said, they might think that crying is a cathartic release, or yelling is a cathartic release. And yes, that would be the most common way to think of this. But you could also think emotional release as something positive, like being surprised, or being really happy, or seeing someone you haven't seen in a long time. Those could also be emotional releases, like crying, and yelling, and frustration, and stress. But I think the most key emotion that a lot of people are missing is the biggest one is love. The biggest one is love. And I think that's why a lot of times when people are going through a struggle, they tend to hold on to someone or something that they love. Because it's a huge expression of emotion. You're getting that catharticism through that release of emotion, and that's giving you that momentary psychological relief. And I think that speaks for me greatly. Whenever I'm having an issue in my life, or whenever I've hit a tough time, I always try to mask it with something else. And generally, that's love. And it's not a bad thing. I think that love is really great. But I also think that it can be a cathartic release. It can be something that can be a psychological relief from the problems in your life. Who doesn't enjoy someone being fond of them and being appreciative of them and being able to give that back to somebody? At the same time, emotion doesn't have to be just emotion. You can have release through emotion. It doesn't have to be you're just angry, or you're just happy, or you're just excited. It could also mean that you're expressing it through creativity, or through something that you're doing through art or music. And I think that's a way of expressing emotion, because I think creativity is directly connected with your emotions.
When I think about you.
So something cathartic is an emotional release. So I think the biggest thing as well, going back to what I just said in terms of being an emotional release of getting angry or being tied together or that kind of thing. In terms of creativity, writing a song, painting a picture, I feel to me that is emotional release at the same time. So I think why that this word was so important to me today is because I think you need to find the right cathartic thing. You can't be releasing your psychological problems through bad emotions. You kind of got to hone them in and do something positive with them. So it wasn't really anything that I ever really thought of as things being as something cathartic or you getting psychological release. I didn't think that was going to be something that would help you out with your problems, but you think back and I get it. As soon as I went through a big low in my life, I filled that up with the creativity of bartending and learning mixology, and that was a huge emotional release because it was so creative and I was so passionate about it. Passion being another emotion that I think works really well for that.